Australia in 2025 finds itself at a crossroads. The political landscape is dynamic, with a palpable sense of anticipation and uncertainty in the air. The upcoming federal budget, a crucial event in the nation's political calendar, casts a long shadow. It holds the promise of unveiling the government's vision for the future, addressing key issues that are shaping the nation's trajectory. From education to defence, from social welfare to economic reform, the budget is expected to provide a roadmap for Australia's journey in the years to come. The political climate is further charged by a series of events that have gripped the nation's attention. The Queensland deal for public school funding, a landmark agreement, has been hailed by some as a significant step towards educational equality, while others remain cautious about its long-term implications. The incident involving Kooyong MP Monique Ryan and the removal of a campaign sign has ignited a debate about political ethics and the boundaries of acceptable conduct. Meanwhile, the US government's review of funding agreements with Australian universities has raised concerns about foreign interference in academic freedom. Amidst these political developments, Australia continues to grapple with a range of challenges that demand attention. Declining Year 12 completion rates, particularly in public schools, have raised alarm bells about the state of education and the need for urgent intervention. The Coalition's superannuation policy proposal has drawn criticism for its potential impact on the age pension system. The issue of offshore gambling ads appearing on streaming platforms has reignited the debate about responsible gambling and the need for stricter regulations. Adding to the complexity of the situation are a series of events that have tested the nation's resilience. Queensland is bracing itself for another round of devastating floods, highlighting the ongoing threat posed by climate change. The deployment of HMAS Sydney on a 3-month mission underscores Australia's commitment to regional security, and the launch of a new travel safety campaign serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers that lurk abroad. In the midst of this ever-evolving political landscape, one thing remains certain: Australia is a nation on the move, grappling with complex issues and striving to forge a path towards a brighter future. The decisions made today, the policies implemented, and the responses to the challenges faced will shape the destiny of this nation for generations to come. The impending federal budget is more than just a financial statement. It is a declaration of the government's priorities and a glimpse into the future it envisions for Australia. As the nation holds its breath, the budget is expected to outline a roadmap for navigating the challenges and seizing the opportunities that lie ahead. One of the key areas of focus is expected to be the economy. With global uncertainties looming large, the budget is likely to emphasize measures to stimulate growth, boost productivity, and create jobs. Infrastructure spending, innovation initiatives, and support for small businesses are all likely to feature prominently. Social welfare is another critical area that the budget will address. The government has signalled its commitment to providing a robust safety net for the most vulnerable members of society. This includes strengthening Medicare, increasing support for aged care, and addressing the housing affordability crisis. Education and healthcare, two pillars of Australian society, are also expected to receive significant attention in the budget. The government has pledged to invest in quality education and training to equip Australians with the skills they need for the jobs of the future. In healthcare, the focus is likely to be on improving access to affordable and high-quality care, particularly in rural and remote areas. The federal budget is a delicate balancing act, a careful calibration of spending and revenue generation. It is a reflection of the government's values and its vision for the nation. The 2025 budget in particular carries immense weight, as it comes at a time of significant economic and geopolitical uncertainty. The decisions made in this budget will have far-reaching consequences, shaping the lives of Australians for years to come. In a world grappling with complex geopolitical challenges, Australia is taking significant steps to bolster its defence capabilities. The announcement of an additional $1 billion allocated for defence in the upcoming budget underscores the government's commitment to national security and its recognition of the evolving threats in the Indo-Pacific region. This increased investment is earmarked for a range of initiatives aimed at enhancing Australia's military preparedness. These include the acquisition of advanced military equipment, such as long-range missiles and autonomous underwater vehicles to strengthen the country's deterrence capabilities. The funding will also support the development of cutting-edge cyber defense systems to counter the growing threat of cyber attacks. Moreover, the increased defense spending will enable the Australian Defence Force to enhance its operational readiness. This includes conducting more frequent and complex military exercises, both domestically and with regional partners. Such exercises are crucial for maintaining interoperability, strengthening alliances, and sending a clear message of deterrence to potential adversaries. The decision to boost defense spending is not without its critics. Some argue that the funds could be better spent on social programs or infrastructure projects. However, the government maintains that a strong defence is essential for protecting Australia's national interests and maintaining peace and stability in the region. The increased defence spending is a clear signal that Australia is prepared to meet the challenges of a rapidly changing security environment. Section 4, Investing in Education, the Queensland Deal and Beyond. Education, often hailed as the bedrock of a prosperous and equitable society, has taken centre stage in Australia's political landscape. The recent agreement with Queensland on public school funding, a landmark deal worth $16.5 billion over 10 years, highlights the government's commitment to investing in the future of the nation's children. This historic agreement, the culmination of months of negotiations, will see the federal government fully fund public schools across Australia by 2034. Queensland, their last remaining state to sign on to the deal, will receive $2.8 billion over the next decade. This funding injection is expected to have a transformative impact on public schools, enabling them to provide students with access to high-quality education, regardless of their postcode. The deal is not just about injecting more money into the education system, it is also about driving reforms to improve educational outcomes. As part of the agreement, states and territories have committed to implementing a range of reforms aimed at lifting student performance, reducing the gap between disadvantaged students and their peers, and improving teacher quality. These reforms are designed to ensure that every child, regardless of their background, has the opportunity to reach their full potential. The Queensland Deal is a significant step towards creating a more equitable and high-performing education system in Australia. It sends a clear message that education is a national priority and that every child deserves the best possible start in life. The success of this ambitious undertaking, however, will depend on the effective implementation of reforms and the ongoing commitment of all levels of government to invest in the future of Australia's children. Section 5, a political storm in Kooyong, the Monique Ryan campaign sign incident. The tranquil world of Australian politics was recently rocked by a seemingly minor incident that quickly escalated into a full-blown political storm. Kooyong MP Monique Ryan and her husband Peter Jordan found themselves at the centre of controversy after Jordan was filmed removing a Liberal campaign sign. The incident, which occurred during the heat of an election campaign, was captured on video by a passerby and quickly went viral on social media. Jordan, in his defence, claimed that he believed the sign was illegally placed and that he was simply trying to rectify the situation. However, his actions were widely condemned as an act of vandalism and an attempt to stifle free speech. Ryan, a rising star in the political firmament, was forced to issue a public apology for her husband's actions, acknowledging that they were inappropriate and unacceptable. The incident threatened to derail her campaign and cast a shadow over her reputation as a fair and ethical politician. The Kooyong campaign sign incident serves as a stark reminder of the intense scrutiny that politicians and their families face in the digital age. It also highlights the importance of ethical conduct and the need for politicians to be mindful of their actions, both public and private. In the court of public opinion, even seemingly minor transgressions can have significant consequences. Section 6, Scrutiny from Abroad, the US Review of Australian University Funding. The academic world, often perceived as a sanctuary of intellectual freedom, found itself entangled in the web of geopolitics when the US government initiated a review of funding agreements with Australian universities. This move, which came under the Trump administration, raised concerns about foreign interference in Australian academia and sparked a debate about the delicate balance between academic freedom and national security. The review, which targeted several prestigious Australian universities, involved the US government scrutinizing research projects and funding agreements to ensure that they aligned with US foreign policy objectives. Researchers were asked to fill out questionnaires that included inquiries about their political affiliations and their views on sensitive topics such as China and the Middle East. The US government's actions were met with a mix of apprehension and defiance from the Australian academic community. Some researchers expressed concerns that the review could stifle academic freedom and discourage collaboration with international partners. Others viewed it as an attempt by the US government to impose its political agenda on Australian universities. The Australian government, while acknowledging the importance of maintaining strong ties with the US, was quick to assert its commitment to upholding academic freedom. Education Minister Jason Clare stated that the US review did not constitute foreign interference and that Australian universities were free to conduct research on any topic they deemed worthy. The incident served as a reminder of the complex interplay between academia, government and international relations in an increasingly interconnected world.